strong. You're confident, you're humble, you're bold, you're successful. Amazing. We got this.
My name is Laura Dweck.
And I'm Michael Dweck. We're from New York City and the founders of Basic Outfitters. We're seeking an investment of $125,000 in exchange for 10% of our company.
Did you know that on average, men keep their underwear for 7 years?
What?
Let that sink in for a second. 7 years.
Embarrassingly enough, I was a victim of this statistic.
Really? I was the victim of that statistic. When we first got married, I would not put up with it. Michael's socks, underwear, and undershirts were faded and holier than the Pope on Easter Sunday. So I did what needed to be done.
I just wanted a quick and easy way to refill everything I had in my drawers without having to burn a paycheck. I couldn't find anything to satisfy those needs, so we created the solution. Basic Outfitters is an online destination where men can refill their drawers with high-quality basics at affordable price points. You could choose up to 10 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of underwear, 3 undershirts, and a pair of jogger sweatpants, all for $60.
That's the part where people's jaws drop to the floor. Yes, we just said $60 for up to 17 basics. It's fast, it's customizable, it's high quality, and it's affordable.
So, Sharks, who's ready to put an end to that nasty statistic?
We have some amazing drawers to hand out to you guys.
All right, before we get to those, wow. Okay, that I was not that impressed until they said $60 for 17 pieces. Now, this was season 8, episode 12, and it was recommended by Gamma Knight down in the super community below in the comments. If you have a recommendation, feel free to drop it in the comments below. But this sounds, I don't know if it sounds too good to be true, but it sounds like, you know, it's taking advantage of, you know, owning the supply chain for themselves and owning the customer base, knowing the target audience, knowing the story to tell, and turning all that into you know, a website and as efficient delivery process as possible. Does it sound unrealistic? No, but I also wonder, like, is it, you know, is part of the $60 part of the marketing to get it, you know, get people used to using it, and then as it grows as a brand, it just kind of becomes the not so basic Outfitters and kind of grows in price. Well, we're gonna check out their website and everything I could find on it, you know, at this point. At the end of the video, as well as feature one of your comments from down below in the super community. So stay tuned for all of that. But yeah, 1.25 million, 1.25 million. Valuation, not terrible. But you know, at 125,000, I'm really curious as to what they're going to use the money for. Is it for marketing, or is it to get it even more efficient, have them be able to drop their costs down so they can increase the profits, so they could drop more into marketing, and the cycle continues. So looking forward to it.
All right, Mr. Wonderful.
Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have some match colors for this.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. That's our basic drawer.
I'm a little blown away. 17 items for $60. Did I hear that?
Yes, up to 17 items, yes.
Do I have to buy an annual subscription?
No, this is not a
So you
subscription
pick
model.
and choose online. You go online, and then you see what pack fits you.
Correct.
I do have to say, this is the softest, most amazing sock I have ever felt in my entire life.
Stuff is
Thank
really
you.
good
I mean,
quality.
it's so,
Thank
it
you.
feels like cashmere.
How can you afford to sell it at that price?
When we first started this, we did some market research to figure out what was that sweet spot price that would wow customers. We landed on $60. So we were relentless in finding that price point and working with an amazing buying agency.
They found us, the factories.
So,
Okay, so that is an interesting way of looking at it. I don't know if I'd call it an IKEA way, because IKEA starts with like, hey, we want to design this, if I have the process right, we want to design this thing, and then we figure out how do we make it within this price range, right? So like, we need to make a table. How do we make this great, awesome table at this price point? And then they go and they you know, reverse engineer, starting with the price point that they have, versus like, hey, we're gonna make this great table, and then whatever the price ends up being it is what it is, right? So I think that it's an opportunity for them, but I really do think that if I had to guess, it's really the market. It's an investment in marketing at that point to get the opportunity to get in people like constantly coming back. I mean, so for $60, like, I mean, look, we live in a high inflation time at this point, and I want to say like getting one pair of Levi's jeans was like $60. Now that obviously they're not selling jeans, but it was like, oh, it's $60 and it comes down, you can get it on sale or through like a buy one get one as low as like $40 or something to that effect. So $60. I mean, even in 2000, I don't know. This was season 8, so I don't know exactly what year. I think it was like 2017. It said. It's still really, really good price, and especially if it's a high quality product.
I'm one of those guys. The last time I bought underwear was when Elvis did that comeback concert in Hawaii, right? So I get it. But I'm in stores all the time that have underwear. So if I'm not purchasing it then, why am I home thinking about going online, putting in my credit card, finding where you are, and waiting for it?
So the real idea came from when Laura and I first got married. She challenged me to throw out anything that I hadn't worn in about 3 months. I just wanted a quick and easy way that I could refill. And when I went to the department stores, socks were in one place, underwear was in another, the pricing was all over the place. They had the audacity of charging me $28 for one pair of underwear. How am I supposed to refill?
I am wearing right now a pair of underwear from Switzerland that cost $99, hand-stitched by Italian virgins.
Okay, it's kind of cringeworthy there. All right, so he's not wrong, right? Like, it is a problem, but I would say that, I mean, Amazon has kind of like made that a thing now. Whether made the ability for me to just go online and like order it, and if it doesn't fit, I can send it back. Right? They've come a long way in enabling people to buy online, and then with the ability to buy to return to Kohl's, like. I go to Kohl's and then I get like a kickback. They give you like $5 in Kohl's cash. You can use on anything. You pick up a couple pieces here and there. I don't know that you need to be swapping out your underwear that often or socks. And for me, like, I try to buy all the same black. Usually I get gold toe socks. And I have the same, so I put them in the whatever it's called, basket thing that I have it in, and I just grab another one. I don't have to like match them up or anything like that. It saves so much time. The other thing I would say is on the challenging of getting rid of anything you haven't worn in like 3 months. If you're the same size all the time, like that makes sense. To weed out things. One trick is to put all of your hangers in the one direction, and then as you wear them, flip the hanger around, or you flip it so that the hanger's like hooked towards you, and then you flip it so that it's easier for you to get off. And then every 4 months, 3 months, 6 months, you go through and you're just like, okay, I haven't worn this, haven't worn this, and then you just clear house. But yeah, I think, I mean, it's been a while since I've done that. I actually made one of my first early YouTube videos here in 2017 was all about that. So maybe I'll link that at the end here.
Okay, we learned that your price selling point was great,
yes,
but you never told us your cost. You're selling them for $60. What's your cost on that?
It cost us on average $25.90 to make a drawer.
What will this year's sales be?
We're estimating about $500,000.
So what have you done year to date, and what have you done last 12 months?
You can take that.
So since we
I like
launched,
the way she decides what you're going to say.
I'm
And
married.
tell us
I know.
when.
I'm
You
not
already know.
supposed
That's the
to
way it
ask.
should be.
Laura and I launched the company 10 months ago.
Okay.
Since then, we've done $351,000 in sales.
Wow.
That's
How
not
much
bad.
inventory in dollar amounts do you think you'll end with for this year projection?
So right now, we still have $397,000 in inventory.
Oh, so you
Wow.
went big for your
We
buy.
went big.
Oh, wow.
Laura and I
You probably had to go big in order to get the price down. But real quick on the $25.90, if that is your cost and you're selling it for $60, you better not be including shipping in that, because your shipping's gonna eat in big time to that into that $60. So if it's you know, it's $60 plus shipping, and say it's like 12 or 15 bucks for shipping, because it's probably not that heavy. You know, depending on how you ship it, like you could ship it in like a bag, like one of those, if it fits, it ships bags. That's like, well, back then it was probably around I want to say it was like $6.90, and then went up to $7.90, and it's creeping up and up and up. I want to say it's like almost $11-12 now. But if it wasn't one of those, if it fits, ships bags, you know, it's probably like $10 to $15 to ship postal service, not UPS or FedEx, heaven forbid, because that ain't going to be that cheap. Well, I mean, it might be, you know, it's probably going to be in the $12 to $15 range, but even now it might be a lot more than that. But yeah, you gotta add shipping on top if you're going to make it work.
Invested $250,000 of our own life savings into this.
And how much did you raise?
And we raised $750,000
Wow.
outside
Ooh,
capital.
wow.
From who?
We had outside investors who really loved the idea, and we were able to get a $1 million valuation on just concept alone.
And
where
how
did all
much
that
equity
cash
do you
go?
have?
We have 25% equity.
Yeah, that's
You have-
well, the math. That's how the math checks out, right? They put in $250,000. They raised $750 at $1 million valuation, so they gave up 75% of the company. And between the two of them, they got 25%. So they got no room to move unless somebody's willing to make at least a little bit of an exit to get a return on their money. But I mean, 125 for, you know, so it's like the in 10 months. The needle hasn't moved that much. It's going up 250,000 in valuation is what they're giving the Sharks. They're going to go up 10%. If they're giving up their 10%, now they're down to 15%. So it's not good. It's not looking good for Laura and Michael here.
25%
Yeah,
equity.
you gave away
Sorry.
75% of it already.
We did, because this
Sorry,
is-
Lauren, you sold 75% of your business?
Commercial break. All right.
All Sharks are and Michael, but the Sharks are surprised to learn they already sold the majority of their business in order to get it started.
You sold 75% of your business before you started?
Let me explain. When we started this, there was huge potential based on the market research that we did. So we knew that there was this pocket of opportunity. We knew that we could capitalize on. So we wanted to build something big.
So hold on. So I want to jump in right here. I think when you're getting started with any business that you're going to be doing, look for the MVP, the minimum viable product, or minimum viable product. I always look at it. But anyway, you're buying stuff, you're selling stuff. You're buying in out high quality stuff. You're getting it at a really good, a really good price. Hopefully the price holds true. I'm a little surprised that they were able to get people to invest $750,000 at $1 million valuation on the biggest premise. Yeah, it's high quality stuff, but you're going to sell it at a ridiculously cheap price. It's a very, very risky play, right? That those investors took, especially to invest $750,000. I mean, we see the Sharks do not invest usually above $500,000, and even when the person comes in looking for $500,000, the most that they're going to be able, they're going to want 10-20% in a lot, sometimes 30% in a lot of cases, regardless of, even if it's already a deal that they're getting at $500,000 for 10% based on what the sales are and where the company is. So it's awesome, like ding ding for getting $350,000 in sales year to date, but they didn't talk about that customer acquisition cost. They didn't talk about, are they getting customers to like stay on for more than a month or more than one buy? Because you really got to get that repeat customer in there if you're only going to make $35 per box. And there's only so much like you can buy and then want to get rid of, especially once you've already changed out like your clothes. Like you don't necessarily need that much underwear. You don't necessarily need that many socks. It just means you're going to be doing laundry. So, yeah, I don't know. I think this is really tough. It's going to be an uphill battle here.
Wow. Market research is never right. as you found out.
It's actually spot on with what our hypothesis was. We know.
Then why would you spend so much on inventory? Why would you give away so much of your company if you knew it was going to be right, when all you'd have to do is take your time to get there?
Yeah.
We wanted to build the company. We wanted to be sitting on the inventory. We also looked at...
You wanted to be sitting on all that inventory?
We wanted to be prepared. We wanted to be prepared. We also knew...
We made that mistake.
I feel you've been screwed by the VCs. You know that?
Wedgied.
Well, no, it's not that you've been screwed. You screwed yourself. The vision's good. The product's good. The execution is ridiculous. Worst I've ever seen.
We're looking for the long haul. We're here because we're building this thing to be an empire. We're not looking to sell it at 10 million. We're looking to go really big.
Yeah, but it's too late. You blew it. Capital management-wise, you're the worst I've ever seen, so I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for them, the Sharks, to get invested. And the other problem is if, since they don't own the majority share, I mean, unless they have a lot of people that all own a small piece of that 75%, and that they're the two biggest at 12.5% a piece. A Shark at 10% might not be enough for them to have any kind of say, and at that point, the majority is going to rule. So. They have kind of, Michael and Laurie, kind of screwed yourself there as far as being able to control the destiny of the company. And, but ding, ding, like that just goes to, there's a huge lesson there, right? Is you can find people that are willing to invest in something that's as simple as high quality product at a, bargain price that we use as marketing to drive sales and get people to be buying our stuff and trust our product. I mean, it's, I think I would go back to the MVP. You build it piece by piece. You learn what you need to learn. Yeah, you want to get inventory. Sitting on inventory is never good. Everything pays rent. You pay rent on the space in which that inventory is going to take. It's either rent, it's the lease, it's the mortgage, it's the taxes, even if you own the place. It all has to pay its rent in a return on investment in entertainment or was it a pleasure or necessity. Being out of stock of something is an option, but again, I go back to customer acquisition cost. Is at $25.90, you better be being able to acquire customers at like $5, $4 or $5 a customer to, so you're at $30, you're shipping it for $60, they pay the shipping, you can make $30 a head. And at that point, $30, I mean, it's going to take a lot of customers, but it's going to add up over time to get there. And your number at $60, if that's your average checkout, it's gonna work a lot faster than if you had a $5 widget. That's the thing.
And I'm not mad at you. I feel bad for you that there's this great opportunity that you created. And
I'm mad at you.
That's why we're here today. We want to make you a lot of money.
No, we can't.
You can't. Guys, this is a basics business. This is a basics
Michael,
business.
great
$76 billion.
Great idea. But you cannot make a mistake that's going to kill you. When you give away 75%, you're dead. You don't own this business anymore. I'm not talking to the owner. I'm talking to the hired help. It's crazy. I'm out.
So guys,
yeah, I mean, and we're not owner and not the manufacturer of the product. They gotta, if that business, that sock, manufacturer, wherever they're getting it from, gets bought by somebody else, now you might be in trouble because they might be making socks for somebody else and doesn't have time for you. Same with a co-packer. Co-packer, everything's going great. Next thing you know, co-packer gets bought out. Or they take on a big customer that says, look, we'll pay you to not run anybody else's stuff but us. We'll pay above and beyond to cut those ties off with those other people. All of a sudden, you're sitting there like, yeah, I guess I'm not getting my product made. I got to go find somebody else to make it. It's got to be the same high quality, right? So now, I mean, it's a huge process to make sure that you're going to have high quality product. And when you're dealing with people on the other side of the planet, there's a long delay there that customers are going to move on because they want to get their socks, underwear, and shirts and stuff.
I love this stuff. The quality is amazing. I just knew I could put my Bombas socks in there, and they have one line, and it was going to be great. But you don't have enough equity in the company, you're going to be miserable here. And when you drop that bomb of you not having that percentage, it just hurt me actually for you. So I'm out.
Guys, I look at this problem a different way. It doesn't make sense to take any of your equity if I was to be an investor. Here's an offer for you. I would give you $125,000. I want 25%, but I want the whole 25% to come out of them. I wouldn't do the deal if you told me it was diluting you. Because if you don't have 25%, you don't have skin in the game.
But how can they make that deal, Kevin?
We're here on their
You know, I'll tell you something. When you came
That's
in,
an offer, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate the
you
offer.
know,
That's a shout out to Kevin for offering to do that.
love to copy Mr. Wonderful. I will do $125,000 for 25% that you get out of your investors.
Would love to ask if either of you would want to come down to 15% for $125,000, because we are negotiating for them. We value them as investors, and we value you guys as investors, and we love the way you're structuring, and we appreciate
I've
that
just
you care.
realized, listening to you, you actually can't make this deal. I'm dealing with a ghost that's not in the room, and that's the problem with your structure. You simply don't own enough. I'm out.
Appreciate it.
Can you even negotiate?
What do you want to do, Lori?
You're talking about somebody else's equity.
I know you were countering back at 15. I would go 20, but that's it. And you really have to think about whether or not they would even consider this.
They should have already had that conversation. I mean, if you're going into the Shark Tank and you have other investors, these are the types of questions you should be having with them. Having that kind of meeting, like, hey, if we go in, like, who's willing to give up some money or some percentage in the business for in exchange for money? Somebody better, cough up some percentage along the way, shares of the business. And that's really cool, Lori, for her to step in and say, okay, I'll go down 20%. Yeah. I look, at end of the day, it's on a contingent, right? So anything could happen. Even if they did own enough percent, you still got to go through due diligence. You got to go through the behind the scenes, after the show, negotiations and such. So it doesn't make sense to say no to potentially land a deal with Lori.
Make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
20%?
But how can they do the deal?
You have to check
You
with your
have to
investors
check with
first.
your investors.
You don't have the right to make
We
the
have
deal.
the right. We're here with their blessing.
So you think that your investors are going to say 20%, I will give it away out of my cut.
100%.
You're positive.
We're not positive.
They said yes.
Oh, you're supposed to say yes, not we think, not we believe, we know. We've had the conversation. And clearly, by Mark's face, we have not.
What do you want to do?
Go.
Well, what does that mean?
It's Lori's call. Look, it's Lori's call.
It would close with a lot more certainty if we could get the equity down a little bit more.
Oh!
This seems very tenuous. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go out.
You're an employee, both of you.
No, we're here with their...
You're here, but you're still employees. You could feel the air leave the tank.
Boom.
As soon as they
I
said
could
they
see
sold
when I was hitting her
75.
with this stuff, I could see her face just start to drop.
That kind of made me sick.
We don't think it's a mistake that we gave up 75% of our company. We have 25% of a company that's going to be huge.
And we're really proud of that.
When I go to their website, it drops me to basicoutfitters.com/password. The shop will be powered by Shopify. I don't know how long it's been like this. Obviously, I don't have a password to enter the store, and this is it. Scrolling up and down, there's nothing else going on here. So when I go over to Facebook, they got 18,000 likes, which is pretty great, but haven't posted since January of 2020. Man, did anything happen between now and January of 2020? I can't remember. I hope nothing terrible happened along the way, but they were posting pretty consistently here right up until January. I don't know if maybe the money dried up or something, something happened. I would love Michael, Laura, I'd love for you to come on the show and talk about your Shark Tank experience and what you've been up to since and how things are going, or and all that. But yeah, it seems like this just did not work out. I tried going on Amazon as well and didn't find anything that is of their company. So yeah, Michael, Laura, reach out down in the comments below. Like Sela, did I say it right? I hope I said it right. I don't have Shark Tank on TV in Belgium. That's why I watch it on your channel, and I like listening to you. Good job. Thanks. So appreciative. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch and be a part of the super community. It's great having awesome people all the way in Belgium. Like, we reach all corners of the globe here with the super community. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in one of these 2 videos over here. If I can remember what video I recommended, I'll drop it in there. Take care and go be super.